Let's move now to events that are going to happen tomorrow in Parliament. The African Transformation Movement Party has been key in pushing a parliamentary investigation into what happened at the President's farm. But the ATM now is going to oppose the President's application to review that Section 89 report into the robbery that happened on his farm in 2020. For more on this, I'm joined now by the party's Mxolisi Makhubu. Mr. Makhubu, thank you so much for your time. First of all, explain, you are challenging the President's review of the Section 89 report. Just practically talk me through what that looks like and what the implications will be or could be of your attempt.
Thank you so very much for having us, and many apologies to the viewers at home. Because of load shedding, we cannot join in live. But most importantly, we need to note that at this point in time, perhaps maybe the President's advisors and him himself could have thought that perhaps we're not going to be opposing, because he also attached personal costs onto the bid that he sent over to court. What we are calling for as the African Transformation Movement is very pure and simple. Let the President subject himself to the processes of Parliament so that we can be able to be assured that the President does not have a case to answer. Now, we asked the Speaker to appoint an independent panel for the Section 89 process so that we can be able to find evidence or find instances of evidence where the President may have cases to answer. And the panel came back to say that there are cases for the President to answer. So what we are calling for is accountability as the African Transformation Movement, and I can assure you, as the Legal Counsel of Parliament actually already confirmed, that the case, as far as tomorrow's sitting is concerned, will continue and will be debated on and will be voted on. We are going to make sure that we find victory as far as that is concerned. Because if you look at it, we have never, in the instance of democracy, in any cases of democracy, have said with a President that is in violation of so many laws of our country. And we cannot have that as the number one who is supposed to be exemplary in holding up and upholding the Constitution.
Just for a point of clarity, I just want to understand exactly what the court process is about. Just break that down for me, if you would.
So as soon as we get the date, right, from the court, we are going to be sitting in front of a judge, so that we can be able to know exactly, because the President wants the entire Section 89 report to be put aside or to be put under review. But what we are saying as the African Transformation Movement, in essence, is this. Number one, the people that have been called as respondents in his bid are not necessarily individuals, but they were subcontracted by Parliament. So in essence, if the President is dragging the individuals, which is now the Section 89 panel, which is your judges and your retired judges, it means that he's actually essentially dragging the Parliament to court. So that is why the African Transformation Movement, together with the UDM, actually came out and said that the President needs to account. The arms of state that we currently have at this point in time need to be able to flow without any interference from each other. So that is why we are going to court to oppose his bid so that we can be able to get him to account.
Okay, yes. So you're saying by citing the panel, the members of the panel, and actually also the Speaker of Parliament.
It's actually intimidation, yes.
It's a process of stopping Parliament. So you're seeking an
100%.
Audience to take that matter forward. All
100%.
right. So let's focus on tomorrow, because I know that you've asked the Speaker yet again to make this a secret ballot. You want every member of Parliament to vote with their conscience and not feel they have to toe the party line, which you say people will feel they have to if it's an open ballot. Has the Speaker responded to your latest request?
We have received an interim response from the Speaker, but what we want to emphasize as a party is this. The members of Parliament that are represented in Parliament are representing constituencies as compared to representing political party affiliation. Now, that is exactly why when a political environment is highly charged, as it is right now, because you've seen the national chairperson of the African National Congress coming out and saying that people are going to be dismissed and fired and whatnot from their post, and they're going to lose their livelihood if they vote adversely to what the party needs. So that is exactly why we're saying that.
I understand why you're saying it. I just want to I just want to jump in there. We do know that this does happen in parliaments in other parts of the world, that you have to toe the party line. And I understand your concerns and how you've put them. You said that the Speaker's given you an interim response. What did she say? What is her interim response?
See, the thing is, we do have a precedent where the previous Speaker, Umam actually allowed for a vote to be heard to be voted in by means of a secret ballot. But what the current Speaker said right now is that she's applying her mind, looking at the fact that the Forum of Opposition Parties also came out in full support to say that they all want a secret ballot to be voted in, and I mean to be the method that's going to be used tomorrow. So we are all united as opposition parties in this instance.
Yeah. So she's acknowledged your request again. She's thinking about it. If she comes up later tonight or tomorrow and says, sorry, it's going to be an open ballot after all, are you going to participate in the debate and vote tomorrow?
That is inconsequential. What we are saying as a party is this. Either way, Mr. Ramaphosa is not going to be able to lose. Right now, we have obviously started the Section 89 process, but we still have the Section 102 process that can still be used as an avenue. So either way, as opposition parties, we are going to get him to hold account. Whether tomorrow happens by secret ballot or not, we are going to be able to make sure that he accounts to Parliament, because he was deployed by Parliament to be able to be a president, to be in the executive. When he has to account to Parliament, he then ducks and dives. It does not work that way. We need to be able to have him to sit in front of Parliament and say that this is exactly why this has happened and this is why this happened. We cannot having such a corrupt president sitting at the first seat of our country.
I just wanted to know, will ATM be there even if it has to be an open ballot? You're still going to participate in the process either way. Okay, that's what I just wanted to clarify. Thank you so much. The ATM's Mxolisi Makhubu speaking to us about two issues relating to that panel report. Okay.